Hello and welcome back to another final table commentary. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and KalipokerTV poker replays, so you can check out the action in some silence. With that being said, today we got a 1K from the New Year's series. We got No Let, Whale, Wattenlos, Natrum, NY17, Chevlac, Rico. We got Gavs and Lena. Starting things off, Chevlac with the ace jack. Natrum with an ace and a 5 in the big. Real deep in the tank here, playing 11 blinds behind. They do just correctly let go of that ace 5. Got about 40k for the victor. We see that there's a deal been made between whoever makes it heads up. 32k for second place. The other numbers there along the bottom don't really matter. Wattenlos with the queen 10 on the button and the big stack. We'll play min raise and likely take it down pre. 6-5 suited, very playable. 8-6-0 in the button, playable. Not in this situation. Not when we're looking to preserve chips. As Rico picks up a couple of queens. Lena with a couple of aces. Don't see any dead queens, so Rico has a couple outs. NY with the king and the jack of the same suit sees the all in. Lena will come along, and that king jack swiftly hits the muck. We're looking for a queen. Only a queen. There it is. I wanted to see Lena with some chips, but maybe they'll get some back with the ace queen as they stick in 4 blinds. Wattenlos has a couple of 8s. So I played with Wattenlos a couple times over the past couple of weeks, and let me tell you, it's terrifying. Both times he was sitting to my direct left. Oh, it's just the worst. Owned me certainly one time as Lena makes top pair. Wattenlos needs an 8 and they don't find it. It's 3 of a kind versus 3 of a kind, blind on blind action. Flop goes check, check. Turn goes bet, raise, 3-bet all in, and Wattenlos calls with a better 3 of a kind. I was like, fuck me. And then the other time, there was nothing interesting, but they were just terrifying, just sitting there. King Jack for NY. We'll rip it in for about 12 blinds and take her down pre. Ace 10 for Wattenlos, ace 10 for Chevlac. Wattenlos comes in for the open. NY with the ace and the 4 of the same suit and 16 blinds. They could always 3-bet rip, and they elect to just let her go. I suppose they could go for like a small 3-bet too, to like 4.7 blinds as Chevlac calls. We get a 10-9-4 flop. Both players with top pair, top kicker. This is pretty boring. We'll see a check bet. Wattenlos could always put in a check raise, I suppose. They just elect a call. 8 on the turn. Wattenlos checks over again. Chevlac will bet once again. 8 blinds into 11. Wattenlos calls. 3 on the river completes the heart draw. If I'm Chevlac, I might check her back. We do have that ace of hearts in our holding. We could always rip it all in. Try to get him off a chop pot. That's so ambitious. If I'm Chevlac, I just check. Yep. We'll chop this up. Queen Jack for Wattenlos. What else is going on? 10-10 for Chevlac. Ace Queen for NY. 15.5 blinds. Who knows what to do? Do we come in for the min raise? They just elect to rip her in. Chevlac with those 10s. No let in the big with 42 blinds make things a little interesting for Chevlac. I don't know if we can rip. Chevlac says yes we can. And a queen on the flop, so we're just sweating a 10. And Chevlac doubles up NY 17. Ace 8 for Natrum from early position. Probably let that bad boy go. Ace 5 for NY hits the muck. Rico with a couple of ducks hits the muck. 9-7 suited for Lena on the button. Do we ever min raise here? Any size would take it down pre, as we would see the 6-3 in the big. 8-6 for no let. Lena passes on the spot. Now, if I'm no let, I think I want a big raise here. No let says, Brendan, smarten up. We'll limp her in. Whale might put in the raise here with the 6 and the 3. And then no let might find the fold. Instead, we just see a limp and a check and an 8-5-4 flop all clubs. Whale with the straight draw to the deuce or 7, but both players have that straight draw to the 7. Whale bets a blind. No let with top pair. There's a deuce. It's a club. Whale makes the straight. But there's 4 clubs out there and neither player has a club. So who knows what to do here. Whale might bet real small again. They actually go about half pot. Now if I know that I'm scared shitless and I let her go top pair. No let is a wizard. What do we do? No let says, Brendan, smarten up, give her a tink over, and then you fold. Blinds go up. Ace 4 for Wattenlos in the big. We got a king queen for Gav. They could always rip it in and potentially take it down pre. Shevlak rips 9-4 suited for 36 blinds effective. Does Wattenlos ever call? No, of course not. I guess that's why Shevlak does it. The 9-4 suited rip. What about 8-5 suited? Or 8-4 suited, sorry. Is this just another all in and then Gav? Whoa, why are we folding the 8-4 suited? What was the 9-4 suited jam all about as we get an ace king all in from Gavs? Ace 9 for Lena comes along. We're going to need to see a 9 dealer. Lena is unfortunately down to a blind and a half. Ace 10 for Rico. Somebody tell me about that jam there. Is it 8-7-0 under the gun rips? 35 blinds effective? Under the gun, ace 10 hits the muck. Jack 10 suited will hit the muck. Queen Jack in the big blind will hit the muck. Is that why we do it? Do we just jam everything on the final table and hope nobody has aces or kings or queens? An ace king suited maybe? Does no let and Whale fold ace king O pre-flop facing a Shevlak jam? Because money says so? His aces for Wattenlos gets no action. What in the world is going on here? See, queen 6 from the small, I would rip. That makes sense to me. 7s call. Good stuff for Rico. They're avoiding the spade or the queen. Get a king of clubs on the river, so Rico wins a big pot. Jack 10 for Lena sticks in their last blind. Looks like they might actually get it in good against Gav here unless Rico calls. Rico does call with that king. Lena needs a 10, a jack, or some diamonds. There's a backdoor straight draw out there for them as well, but we see Rico got 50%. For diamonds on the turn, Rico still got 50%. Lena picks up the diamond draw. We get the 6 on the river, so the king high will take down the pot. And Gavs doesn't bluff, of course, so Lena's gone. Aces for Natrum. 6 blinds. Might stick in 2. Do we ever min-raise aces? Off 6 blinds? Do we just rip it in? Shevlak with a queen 9 suited. Natrum in the tank. They stick in 4 bigs. Gavs with the queen and a jack in the small should let that bad boy go. And then no let with king 6-0 will follow suit. Ace 10 in the big blind for Whale. We got a Shevlak ace 6-0. They let that go. No let with an ace and a queen. Rico with a 7 and a deuce. The biggest stack remaining in the hand. They let it go. We could somehow see this get... No, we shouldn't see it get all in pre, right? Should just be like a raise and a call. We actually just get a limp from no let. The thing is, Whale could bump it up here and no let could 3-bet jam, but they will probably pick a smaller size with ace queen. It's ace queen O, so do we just rep? Or do we elect to go for a 9 blind size? And the ace 10 O hits the muck facing the jam. There's the jam from no let. Oh, a call from the ace 10. They're gonna need some clubs or just a 10 dealer. They don't find it. No let wins a huge ass pot. Ace queen for Chevlac and 30 blinds. They go for the min raise. No let has ace 6 suited and the big stack. Whale has 2 blinds. We could see a no let 3-bet. There it is to 6 blinds. Chevlac in the tank. Elects to rip it in for 30 bigs and takes it down pre. King queen for Whale. Oh my lord, the cat. Whale will stick it in. Natrum will call. Does Watnos also call with the 8-5 suited? Yep. The Natrum has 0.34 of a blind to call into a pot of 5. 10-4 suited. We'll just try to bust out Whale. Five, 2, 2 flop. Watnos with the pair of 5s bets a blind. Natrum will probably call with the flush draw here. Do we ever rip it in? We're in position. We're gonna get bet off the pot a lot on the turn. Weird spot. The thing is, we don't want to jam and then have our flush draw miss, and then Whale makes top pair or something like this, so then Natrum busts and Whale survives with some chips. So Natrum's gonna need a 10 or a heart. Whale needs a king or a queen. Any other card will let Waddenlos be the victor of a small pot. River goes check. If Natrum bluffs, that'd be cool, but like, what size do we go? And another thing is that pair of 5s is not gonna fold. And there's a 5 blind side pot. Right? No, the 5 blinds is the main pot. My apologies. Ace queen for no let. So there's a 2 blind side pot for Natrum there to steal, and they didn't care for it. Natrum's got a 7 and an ace in the small. Sees the no let open from the cutoff. This shouldn't be too scary. Ace 7 might stick it in. We do see no let's got that ace and the queen, and Y folds the 7 in the big. Natrum sticks it all in, and they need some help here. They need us. Oh no, backdoor equity on the 3 turn. No spade draw, no straight draw. Natrum doesn't find a 7. They're gone in 7th. So everybody's locked up 10.5 grand. That's good to note. Wattenlos with the queen and a 10 will come in for the open. And Y with a couple of 7s and 20 blinds might rip her in. Take it down pre. King queen suited for Wattenlos. 7-7 for Gavin the big. 9-9 for Rico in the small. Ace 9 for no let under the gun. Plays big raise. 2.8 blinds. The king queen suited hits the muck. Folds around to Rico. 9-9. Do we rip her in? No. Do we fold? No. So we have to call. Rico could 3-bet all in though. I just think we want to call. Right? Do we fold? What do we do, Rico? 9-9 is susceptible to getting fucked over. We might just be blasting off 2 blinds if we call. So Rico 3-bets. Gav lets 7 go. Gav lets 7s go. Difficult sentence. no-let jam would be super cool. But they do just fold. No 4-bet comes in. 9-6 suited for Rico. On the button. We'll let that bad boy go. Gav with a king in the small well ripper and take it down pre. 8-5 for Wattenlos in the big. Gav with an ace and a king. Looks like an all in and take it down pre. King queen for Wattenlos. Not much doing for the other players. King high for NY in the big blind. Get a raise to 3 blinds and New York folds. It's kind of interesting. I was thinking before the show started. Oh, King, shut the hell up, Brendan. Ow, cat. Hey, what are you doing? Ow. Cat just bit and started clawing at my toes. So I was thinking before the show, this NY17 Pats 14 obviously is a reference to a certain Super Bowl in which Bomb Trady blew a huge opportunity to go down in the history books with the perfect record as the cat attacks my foot again. But it's like an interesting name choice. I'm not saying my PokerStars name choice was any better as the cat's just biting the fuck out of my toes. That hurts. Holy case, so we get a 3-blind raise and then Chevlac makes it 6 blinds with 10-9. That's cool happening. This cat's gonna get a boot to the head as Kings rip it in. Chevlac, let's go with the 10 high, of course. I gotta say, Chevlac's been a fun player to watch. Ace 3 for Gavs. It looks like they rip it in and take it down pre. Or was it a min open? I didn't see. I was too busy attacking the cat. Ace Jack for no let. Plays 2 blinds. Rico in the small with a 9-10 suited. I think we just have to fold. Unfortunate. We do get a call from the big with 5-4-0. Gavs in last place. So hopefully we just flop something. They got 3 in a row. Excuse me, no let with a straight draw to the king. Bets a blind. And takes the pot down. What's going on here? Not too much. No let with a big, or in the big with a 10 and a 6 of the same suit. So I kind of want to see Chevlac pick up some chips. As Gavs has another king in the small. They're not afraid to rip it in and take it down pre. Do we ever pick a smaller sizing now that we have 11 blinds? Gav says we can limp it in. 10-6 suited for no let. Checks her back and flops a flush draw. Backdoor straight draws. Lots going on for no let. The king high doesn't have a pair. Gav's out of position. Difficult situation. They get a free 6. So Gavs picks up a straight draw to the 5. No let with the pair. Flush draw. Again, much more going on for no let. Gavs checks her on over. No let checks her back. Deuce on the river. Gavs checks. No let bets, like 2 blinds. 2.2 is the size. And then Gavs will think about a hero call. And I would flick it in. I like me a good hero call with king high. Gavs on another level here, goes in the tank. Willing to fold the king high. Let her go, Gavs, it's in you. I gotta say, I'm rather tilted by their image there. Not a big fan. I don't know who that is or what it's a reference to. Just not a big fan myself. What's going on here? King Jack for NY. Looks like they're coming in for the open off 28 blinds under the gun. Wattenlos in the big with a king 3-0. Should let it go. Know that with a couple of ducks. Passes on the spot. NY in the big with a 9 and an 8. Sees a Rico open with the king 7 suited. Rico will just raise and take her down pre. Holy shit, cat. You had supper, you had some run around time. We was playing, we was cuddling. The cat is just attacking me now. I don't know what's going on as Chevlac races facing the limp. We see the 9-5 call, 10-6 4 flop. Chevlac with some backdoor straight draws. NY with some backdoor straight draws, backdoor flush draw. The queen high for Chevlac is still good, bets 3 blinds. And the NY swiftly folds. Chevlac up to 23 blinds as blinds go up. No let with the big stack and the king 10 suited. 8-8 for Rico in the big. We'll see an open and a jam. Just kidding, no let rips her in for 40 blinds, but it's only like 25 effective. And then Rico says, what the hell do I do with 8-8 here? I think I call. It's a lot of 2 overcards, but if we're being honest, it's some under pairs. King 10 or spade dealer, just a jack. Jack on the river. King 10 or jack, sorry. Not just a jack. But the jack on the river gets the job done for no let. We lose Rico, who played a damn good game. Wattenlos with an ace and a jack. Open it up under the gun. And Y with a couple of 7s. We see a raise and an NY. I don't know. Folds. Okay, 5-handed. They let go of the pocket pair for 22 blinds. We're moving along. Queen 8 for Wattenlos in the big. Waits patiently. 5-4 suited for no let in the small. I think we'll eventually see it fold to them. No let will come in for the raise. Wattenlos will defend the big. Oh, just kidding. They let go of the queen 8 facing the 3x. Raise from no let from the small. NY gets a walk with a 9 and an 8. Looks like some more bullshit. Queen 7 for NY and the small might limper in. Chevlac with the 10-7 in the big. NY raises the 3 blinds. Chevlac likes the min raise. We'll see what they elect to do here. There's the min raise again to 6 blinds and the queen 7 hits the muck. Chevlac is being a bully. They played a damn good game and 9-7 suited might rip it in and take it down pre as they do. Chevlac in second place, just above Wattenlos. King 8 hits the muck from the button. Probably should have been an open, but we'll just... Well, you know what? No let in the big with a big stack? Never mind. The King 8 should just hit the muck. Chevlac knows what they're doing. King 9 for gaps on the button will rip it in and take it down pre. Ace 4 goes for the open for Chevlac. Wattenlos with the ace king in the small. We get a 3-bet from no let. King 6 on the button to 5 blinds. Wattenlos rips her in. Chevlac gets out of there, and no let of course folds as well. So that's a nice pot for Wattenlos, getting in an open, a 3-bet, and the blinds and antes. Queen 10 for Wattenlos will min raise from the button. Chevlac in the big with a queen and an 8. Are we thinking 3-bet here? No, they do land on the call. 5-4-2 goes check. Small bet from Wattenlos. 1.5 blinds. And Chevlac lets her go. Queen 2 for Wattenlos in the cutoff. No, that 1 seat over has 8-9. Lets her go after a think over. Chevlac with the queen 9 suited in the small while ripper in. Gabs might flick in a call. We got 6 blinds behind. King 2 suited. We're slightly the favorite. Queen 10 or 9. We don't find it. Gavs gets the double. So just like that, we got 3 like shorter stacks. Gavs with 15 blinds, 10-7 suited, might limp it in. Chevlac with 15 blinds, New York with 17.5. Gavs limps her in. No let will raise it up with the king and the queen, and Gavs might play call. 10-7 suited's got playability. Didn't want to see the raise, but we aren't surprised to see it. King 3-2 goes check. Bet fold, and we're moving along. Ace King for Gavs on the button. 6-6 for Chevlac. We'll see a jam and a Gavs all in. Wattenlos might let go of 7s. Chevlac opens the 2 blinds. Ace King rips. Wattenlos folds 7s. Chevlac calls. King on the flop. Any 6s dealer? No. Chevlac is down to 2 blinds, and just like that, Gavs is in 3rd place. Ace 10 for Chevlac. They'll rip it in. 4-4 for Gavs, who will call. Does no let call. 4-4 hits the muck. Okay. Jack deuce hits the muck. And Y finds the call with Queen 7. He flops pair 7s. There's a flush draw, straight draw for Chevlac. They don't smack. An Ace 10 or 8 club. None of it comes. And they're Gonzo Alonzo in 5th place. Ace 9 for Wattenlos on the button. Will raise and take it down pre. Ace Jack for Wattenlos. A raise. And then, oh my lord, cat. NY folds the button with a king and a 10. No let with the Ace 7 suited in the bag. Will call. Jack 9-3 goes check, bet fold, and we're moving along. Big bet is the size. 3.5 blinds into 5. King Jack for Gavs on the button. King 9 suited for Wattenlos in the big. Get a button open. Would be interesting to see a 3-bet from Wattenlos in the big blind here. That it would be. Wattenlos elects to call. 9-8-7 flop. Straight draw to the 10 for Gavs in the backdoor flush draw. Gets a jack of spades on the turn. That will do. Wattenlos has 2 outs. For the victory, 10s will chop the pot. Unless it's a spade, of course. Wait, so does... No, Wattenlos still has 2 outs. 8 of hearts on the river. Gavs bets 2 blinds. Wattenlos calls. Gavs takes down a nice pot. Queen 10 for no let. They'll raise and take it down pre. 3-7 for NY in the big blind. Just folds. King deuce for no let folds. Ace 5 suited for NY in the small. Looks like a raise and take it down pre. Do we wanna limp on in? No. Jam is the size and the job is done. Blinds go up and we're moving along. Queen and an 8. No let waits. Gav with a king and a 6 limps her in. Ace 9-8 is the flop. Flop goes check, check. Both players with the pair. Oh, I was doing well for a little bit. And then I was running out of steam and I didn't know what words to use, so the ending sucked. Sorry about that. Anyways, both players make pair status. There's a 1-liner to a 10 or a 5. No let bets 1.3 blinds and Gav tinks it over. Hey, kitty. Gavs does find the call, sees the bad news. Nice value bet by no let. Ace and a king for NY. They'll put in the raise to 2.2 blinds. No, just a min raise actually. Wad loose in the big with an 8 and a 4. We'll find the call. We're off to a flop. No. Watlos just says I'll preserve my blind and move along. Ace jack for no let on the button. We'll raise. Watlos with the king 10 in the small. Play while holding. Does just look to preserve chips. King deuce for NY in the bag is suited and booted. We get an ace 6-3 flop. Straight draw. No straight draws. Flush draw for no let and the top is to pairs. Bets a blind in position and takes the pot down. King deuce for Watlos on the big or on the button. Holy fuck. Words are getting difficult. 9-5 for Pats in the small. We'll limper in. Gavs with a 10-5. How interesting. See a bunch of 5s out there, dealer. We get a king 6-3 flop. 2 spades for Pats. Backdoor straight draws for both players. Gavs with the 10 high. In position, bets a blind. Pats might find the check raise here. There it is, super small, and that will get the job done. Queen 10 for Pats. We'll raise the button and maybe take it down pre. Queen 5 for no let in the big. Doesn't look like a play. Just a raise. And a no let 3 bet from the big blind to 5.5. No let likes to call. 10-9-4 goes. Check, bet, fold. Pats will take her down with a small bet. 6-3, Pats folds. Queen 10, Gavs raise the button. And takes it down pre-flop. Ace 2 for Gavs. Raises the cutoff. Jack 9 for Pats in the big. Pats in the big with a jack and a 9. And they do just let it go. Very playable holding hits the muck. Blind on blind, Pats with an ace and a 9. Queen 10 for Gavs. Wattenlos with a king 6 suited on the button. How did I miss that open? Pats could always 3-bet. I wonder if we ever call here if off 20 blinds. Pat says no, we 3-bet almost all in and takes it down pre. Queen 10 for Gavs. Queen 2 for no let. We get a limp and a raise. And a call. Nah, no let checks her back. Flops 3 of a kind. Gavs with the flush draw. Looking for a heart out there on a paired board. Oh, how interesting a queen would be. Jack 2-2 goes check, bet, call. Jack on the turn, and the board's kind of boring. Flush draw doesn't matter as much now as there's a double paired board. Any jack or 2 makes a boat. Know that with that deuce. Could always have a worse flush draw. So I suppose Gavs calls again. No, Gav says, you know what, fuck it, I'm just done with this one. You can have the pot, no let. Nice fold by Gavs as Waltnos gets a walk. King 7 for no let. A raise from the button. And I take it down pretty. King 4 for no let hits the muck. I see a couple of kings for Pats, but Nobody else has anything. Jack 5-0 for wild and loose on the button. Just folds. Three X is the size from Pats. Gavs calls with the Jack 3 and sees a Queen 4-2 flop. No clubs out there for Gavs, but the backdoor straight draw sees a 2.4 blind bet. And Gavs lets her go. Ace deuce for Gavs. 5-6 for no let. We get a jam and a fold and we're moving along. Ace 10 for Gavs. We got a Jack 10 for Pats. It's suited and booted from the cutoff. They'll raise it on up. 10-4 for Watt and Los in the big will fold. Gavs could always rip it in. Whoa, Gavs folds the ace and the 10. Pats gets one through pre. Ace king for no let. 4-4 for Watt and Los. Ace 6 for Gavs will raise the cutoff. No let on the button will 3-bet small. Do we ever just rip it? I think we want to have a small 3-betting size. 5 blinds is the size from no let. 4s hit the muck. King queen hits the muck and Gavs also lets her go. 7-4 for Pats in the big. Or sorry, in the small. What the hell's wrong with me? 9-2 for Gavs in the big. Sees a limp. So Gavs makes her 3 blinds. Pats is suited and booted and plays call. 8 king 3 flop. No pairs for nobody, no straight draws, no flush draws. Just a couple of bullshit holdings as we get a deuce on the turn. Gavs makes a pair of ducks. It'd be really cool to see a Pats bet like 3 blinds. Pat says I'll check. Four on the river, so both players make a pair. Pats bets 1.24 blinds. And Gavs hopefully lets her go. Just preserve the blind. Nope. Finds the hero call and sees the bad news. Blinds go up. No let's got about 50. Pats just around half of that. A little bit less than half. Wild and Los with 15 blinds. Gavs with aces and about 10 bigs. Do we ever limp it in? Gavs min raises. Wild and Los calls. Flops a pair of 9s on the queen 9-3 flop. Gavs bets a blind. Wild and Los finds the call with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. 6 of clubs on the turn, juicy card. Wild and Los picks up a flush draw to go along with the 2-pair draw. 3 of a kind draw for Wild and Los. 6 blinds behind, 7 in the middle. Does Gavs rip it in? No, they bet 1.6 blinds. Wild and Los will stick it all in. Gavs will get it all in with about 70%. Ace of diamonds on the river. Excuse me. Wild and Los is down to 7 blinds and Gavs has about 20. Queen Jack suited for Gavs. Excuse me from the cutoff. No let with an ace and a 10 on the button. Ace 10 plays call. 10-4 in the big will let her go. We get a Jack 6-4 flop. 1 heart for no let. Backdoor straight draw. Gavs with the toppest of pairs checks her over. 7 on the turn goes. Whoa, Gavs might bet actually. Gavs bets 3 blinds and takes down the pot. Oh, I had another line in my head, but I just let it go instead of singing it out loud because I didn't know if it was going to be good or not. Anyways, king queen for Watt and low, so rip it in and take it down pre. Aces for Watt and low, ace 6 for Gavs on the button. We get a min raise. Watt and low's calls. We get an 8-7-5 flop. Gavs with the open ender looking for a 9 or a 4. Backdoor clubs won't work as Watt and low's faces the all-in with 70%. Hold dealer. Straight flush draw for Gavs on the 7 of clubs turn, but that doesn't get there. Watt and low's wins a nice pot. Just like that. Watt and low's with 16 blinds. Gavs with just under 16. We got NY with king and an 8 in the big and 22 blinds behind. They play call flop top pairs. No let has bottom pair. Straight draw to the 5 and the backdoor flush draw. Pats checks top pair. No let bets bottom pair. Excuse me. 1.2 blinds is the size. Kick on the turn. Excuse me, Pats makes top 2. No let again with that bottom pair of 6s. Checks it back, makes a pair of 6s on the river. Just one pair. So no improvement. Pats with the toppest of 2 pairs bets 4.5 blinds into 7.5. No let will get out of the way. Right? Do we hero call? What about a bluff? Bluff all in? I kinda like it. Do it, no let. Rip. Stick it all in. All in, dealer. Slide that all in button over here. No let. No let. Rip it in. We block 5-4. We block 6s. We block 8-6, 7-6. Most importantly, we got the big hot. The big hot. No let. 3, 2, 1. Jam. Jam. Now. I'll try again. Oh, it's a fold. Nice fold by no let. We're moving along. Looks like I have to fast forward it though. Queen 8 for no let on the cutoff, sorry. From the cutoff. Queen 8. No let says I go for the open to 2 blinds. Maybe a little bit bigger, 2.2. No let says no, Brendan. Min raise. Min raise will take it down pretty. Jack and a 10 for NY. I'll come in for the open on the we're folding the button? We're in second place position and Jack 10 hits the muck. 8-6 for Gavs will limp it in last place position and flop a straight draw to the 7. No lead flops top pair with the queen 10. 10-9-4 flop goes check. Min bet. What do we do, Gav? Backdoor flush draw to boot with our straight draw. Do we just fold because we hate an 8 on the turn? Gav says no, we call. Queen of clubs. So no let makes 2 pairs. Gavs picks up a straight draw and flush draw. No let bets. What does Gavs do? 3 blinds is the size. Are we priced out of the pot now? We have a draw and whatnot, but 7, a jack, a club. It's a lot of outs. 3 blinds into 7.5. We'll make it 10.5. Might be a call. Gavs has raised his 6 blinds. Of the options, who was expecting this? What do we do in no let shoes? Call and then fold on a club river? Fold on a jack river? All in, says no let, and Gavs gets out of the way. That was interesting. Gavs with an ace and a queen is missing 6 blinds from his stack. He'll rip it all in. Jack 10 for Waltnos in the big. We'll let that bad boy go as we don't want to double up Gavs. What, we call Jack 10 from the big? Oh, we're dead on the turn. But then look at this now. Gavs has 13 blinds. Waltnos has 10. Isn't that like some sort of like... I don't know what to say. I want to say a mean word. It starts with an I. I'll just say it. Illogical. Was the call illogical? With the Jack 10? Because we don't want to have Gavs in 3rd place and us in 4th place. Now we got King 9 suited. We're all in. We'll take it down pre for Watnos. The thing is, I'm cheering for Watnos. I want Watnos to win. So I'm just thinking, is the call no good? Watnos says, Brendan, the call is mighty fine. Swiftly calls with the Jack and the 10 there. Ace King goes for an interesting 2.35 blind size from NY. No lit with the King 9 suited in the small. 3 bets all in. NY swiftly calls. 43 blinds in the middle. Any 9s dealer that's not a diamond, we don't find it. NY wins a huge ass pot. Queen Jack for no let. Ace Queen for Watnos. We get an open from the button. Watnos' jam for 7.5 blinds. No let calls. Do we even want to call, or is this another illogical call? Because, oh, it's just a call, people say. Just do some math, Brendan. 10 on the turn will give Watnos the nut straight. No lets, pair of jacks don't hold up. But now look at this. No lets in 3rd place, Watnos in 2nd. So I understand the no let jam versus like the King 9 jam versus NY's Ace King. The Queen Jack suited was probably just priced in as 7 deuce. Flops 3 of a kind. Gavs with Queen Queen. Pretty dirty flop poker stars. So Gavs has been set up for a loss here. Ooh, 7 deuce. Oh, flopping 3 of a kind. If Gavs ever checks her back and some like nasty 6 of hearts come on the turn, do we ever find a way to get away from Queen Queen here? Super unlikely. Super unlikely as Gavs bets a blind. Pats finds the call. 3 of clubs on the turn. Oh, but if I'm Gavs, I'm just dead. Yep. Queen on the river, please. Nah, King of clubs. Poor Gavs. A couple cooler in Pats' favor. And they're up to 51 blinds. Jack 2 will raise the button. Watnos the ace 10 in the big. We could just rip it in and take it down pre, and we do. Aces for Watnos. Ace 3 suited for Pats. We'll get a limp and a raise. Nope, just a Watnos 3x. Pats could rip it in. Looking to buy the pot pre-flop. They do call and flop the flush draw. 10, 8, 8, 2 diamonds. Our ace is going to get cracked. His Pat's running hot. Diamond on the turn. So there's still an 8 or an ace for a Watnos boat. But, Watnos might be Gonzo Alonzo. There's still some nasty like 9s and jacks and 6s on the river. Pats doesn't quite size up a jam. King of clubs. 12 blinds in the middle and 13 behind. Like if I'm Pats, I think I bet half pot. And then I think if I'm Watnos, I call. Pats elects to rip. Now can Watnos let go of aces? I can't. I can't. Even on this scary ass board. Not in this situation, 3-handed. I use my whole time bank and I call. So it looks like we got some time to talk things out here, Watnos. No, they're a swift thinker. whatever they do, I think they'll use maybe 30 seconds. This is a very difficult situation, so let's bump that rookie number up to 45 seconds. And I don't know what number we started at, so I don't know when to begin the countdown. But they do find the fold. What a fold by Waldenlos. They're going to be excited when they watch that one back. Ace 10, Waldenlos rips it in from the button and takes it down pre. Ace 7 for Waldenlos, 8-8 for Pats on the button. Might rip and take it. No, he won't take it down pre. He'll get a call. Does go for the min raise. Waldenlos rips. Pats quickly calls. Any diamond dealer, do it. A 3. No, we're not going to find it. An 8 would have worked. An ace would have worked. We get the 2 of spades on the river. Pat says, do you want a deal? Nolet says, yeah, give me a great price. Why is there a deal discussed here? Tournament is paused. I want to see some conversation between these two. Like 71 blinds to 13. If we're being honest, I understand where Pats is coming from. I wouldn't want to play heads up with Nolet. But with that being said, we got a deal agreed upon. And like we knew at the very beginning, it was 39,000 to 32. I'm gonna guess Ace 4 versus King 9 all in. King or a 9. No? So just like that, the show's over? Very interesting. So Pats does get the job done. We got no conversation about the deal, which is unfortunate. What an interesting little final table as Pat started this thing off with 15 blinds. One of the shorties. We had Scary Waldenlos, Nolet, Chevlac with a big stack. Lena was hanging out. Natrum on the final table. This was a pretty fun one. So if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. Hopefully we'll see you in another video. Until then, adios amigos.